the extent to which we can actually talk about the feminisation of poverty as a global concept. Oops, Daisy, that's the next one. Right, next. Okay, in terms of what I intend to cover today, my students know that I tend to sort of start off fairly well-paced and then kind of start galloping towards the end. But what I hope to do is to first of all just give you some background to this comparative research on the feminisation of poverty in the 3 countries. Then I want to ask, what is the feminisation of poverty? How do we define this concept? What are its principal criteria? I then want to spend some time problematising some of the underlying emphases and assumptions in the feminisation of poverty construct, moving on then to look at some of the policy ramifications and some concerns I have about that, particularly in relation to the so-called feminisation of anti-poverty programmes. And then last but not least, I want to offer some humble suggestions as to how we might move the feminisation of poverty construct onwards, so it's actually more reflective of women's lived realities in developing countries. So that's the general outline. And as Jasmine noted, I've actually been very interested in the feminisation of poverty for some time, and the research I did, dedicated comparative research I did on it in 2003 to 6, was thanks to a Lever Hume Major Research Fellowship, which is tantamount to winning the academic lottery. It gave me 3 years off full-time work at the LSE. I was on an 80% buyout, and I'll probably never have that privilege again until I retire. Effectively, I'm very grateful to the Lever Hume for providing that opportunity. Most of the things I'm going to be talking about tonight are actually in the book that came out as a result of that project, called Gender, Generation and Poverty, exploring the feminisation of poverty in Africa, Asia and Latin America. And I really felt, having worked on women-headed households and on poverty for such a long time, that the term feminisation of poverty was really being overused and in some senses abused. So this opportunity to actually explore how far we could actually find evidence for a feminisation of poverty was really quite